Sites on the Africa business landscape. Log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available on podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
Oh, this feels like the final football match between two soccer warriors. Oh my God, can somebody please tell me what the African formation is? Oh, it's 4-4-2, amazing. Cool stuff. That's just super amazing, isn't it? Africa Business Radio is doing 4-4-2 on the news with 40% Nigerian stories, 40% African stories, and 20% global stories. Now that's what I call a homegrown, heart-breaking goal! Go, 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 go! Yes. Go!
Good evening. Here is the Africa Business News. First, the headlines. Stocks sleep as UK declares coronavirus imminent threat. Popeyes chicken sandwiches drive restaurant brands quarterly revenue bit. Tesla shares gain as Shanghai factory reopens following coronavirus shutdown. Deliveroo, Food Panda enjoy brisk orders in Hong Kong as coronavirus scare trenches eat-at-home habit. Stocks making the biggest moves in the pre-markets: Allergan, Taubman Centers, Eli Lilly and more. Tesla's wild trading continues with the stock up 7% in pre-market Monday. Now the details. I am Rachel Chijindu. Stock markets opened lower on Monday as investor attention returned to the deadly outbreak of coronavirus. The FTSE 100 opened down 0.2% in London, while the more domestically focused FTSE 250 was down 0.1%. On the continent, the German DAX was 0.2% lower, the French CAC 40 slipped by 0.3%, and the Euronext 100 was down by 0.3%. The chief market analyst at Outbre, Naim Aslam, said coronavirus is the biggest threat, flashing on traders' platform on Monday morning. The rise in debt, though, comes as China tries to restart its economy after an extended Lunar New Year break. Chinese factories were due to reopen on Monday, although some, including the Foxconn factory where Apple iPhones are made, have remained shut. Overnight in Asia, the Hong Kong Hang Seng Stock Index and Japan's Nikkei Index both closed down by 0.6%. The Shanghai Composite rose by 0.5% as the People's Bank of China again injected liquidity into the banking system. Coronavirus is the forefront of the risk radar this week, but all the markets really care about its liquidity, said Neil Wilson, chief markets analyst at markets.com. US futures were pointing to a weak open later today. S&P 500 futures and Dow Jones Industrial Average futures are trading flat, although Nasdaq futures were up 0.1%. Restaurant Brands International Incorporated beat analyst estimates for quarterly revenue on Monday, powered by the popularity of fried chicken sandwiches at Popeyes. Comparable sales surged 34.4% at Popeyes in the fourth quarter ended December 31st, beating analyst estimates of 12.34%, according to IBS data from Refinix Steve. At coffee chain Tim Hortons, comparable sales fell 4.3% and rose just 2.8%. At Burger King, compared with expectation of 2.44% drop and a 3.42% rise respectively. Total revenue rose to $1.48 billion from $1.39 billion. Analysts had expected $1.46 billion. Tesla Incorporated shares rebounded in pre-market trading Monday after officials in China said they would support the car maker as it reopens its $2 billion Shanghai gig factory following a government-ordered break to combat the coronavirus. Tesla has said the Shanghai closure would delay Model 3 deliveries in the world's largest car market, while also extending the ramp-up of production of its benchmark sedan, which it hopes will hit 150,000 per year when the newly opened facility is running at peak capacity. The spokesman for the Shanghai municipal government said in view of the practical difficulties key manufacturing firms include Tesla faced in resuming production, they will coordinate to make all efforts to help companies resume production as soon as possible. Tesla shares were marked 8% higher in pre-market trading on Monday, indicating an open bell price of $807.0 each. Tesla shares have seen unprecedented moves over the week, climbing to an all-time high of $968.98 per share last Tuesday, only to then shed more than 22% since then, as analysts warn of high valuations and the potential hit to production targets from China's coronavirus outbreak. China is a key growth pillar for Tesla, however, and the spreading coronavirus, which has killed more than 900 people, overtaking the total from the deadly SARS pandemic in 2003, and affected at least 40,000 others, presents a significant challenge to the company's ambitious production and profit targets. Global food delivery operators are enjoying a significant boost in demand in Hong Kong amid the coronavirus outbreak, entrenching the eat-at-home habit built over months for anti-government protest in the city last year. Deliveroo, the UK-based online delivery platform that launched in Hong Kong in 2015, is taking the opportunity to expand its physical presence in Hong Kong by setting up more of its Editions kitchens. Foodpanda, owned by German outfit Delivery Hero SE, has reported an 80% increase in demand over the Lunar New Year holiday period. The chief executive of Foodpanda Hong Kong, Arun Makhija, the company have also seen a higher demand in areas outside the central business districts, such as Kowloon and New Territories, in line with the increased cases of people working from home. The surge in demand is in contrast with what is going on in mainland China, where consumers are shunning delivery services on concern some drivers have been infected by the deadly virus, causing others to slump by half or more. As a result, Yum China's Chan KFC and Pizza Hut have started their own contactless delivery services, while Meituan Dianping has also initiated the same move at the end of January. In Hong Kong, Deliveroo has recorded a 60% increase in order volume month-on-month in January, with the pace of growth dramatically accelerating in early days of February. Low said in an interview on February 3rd, its Editions kitchens recorded a 40% rise in volume, he added. Africa Business News will continue after the break. To stay with us.
Exploring the African narrative, leading the conversation, and enlightening our listener towards a profitable Africa.
You're listening to Africa Business Radio, where you get up-to-date insights on the Africa business landscape. Log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available on podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
Oh, this feels like the final football match between two soccer warriors. Oh my God, can somebody please tell me what the African formation is? Oh, it's 4-4-2. Amazing. Cool stuff. That's just super amazing, isn't it? Africa Business Radio is doing 4-4-2 on the news with 40% Nigerian stories, 40% African stories, and 20% global stories. Now that's what I call a homegrown, heart-breaking goal! Go, 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 go! Yes. Go!
Welcome back to Africa Business News on Africa Business Radio. Mall operator Simon Property Group will buy rival Taubman for $52.50 per dollar share in cash, or about $3.6 billion. Taubman's property will continue to be managed by its existing executive team. The drug maker reported quarterly earnings of $5.22 per share compared to estimates of $4.57 per share. Revenue also beat Wall Street forecast, helped by better-than-expected specialized therapeutics and general medicine sales. The maker of Chic razors reported quarterly profit of 55 cents per share, well above the consensus estimates of 29 cents a share. Revenue exceeded estimates as well, and its full-year outlook is also mostly above street forecast. Separately, Edwell ended its agreement to buy razor maker Harry's after a Federal Trade Commission moved to block the deal. The restaurant operator reported quarterly profit of 75 cents per share, 2 cents a share above estimates. Revenue also came in above forecast. Comparable sales were shy of expectations at Tim Hortons and Burger King, but well above forecast at Popeyes. The company said system-wide sales at the Popeyes chain jumped 42%, thanks in large part to its popular spicy chicken sandwich. Lilly and partner Genentech said their experimental therapy for a rare form of Alzheimer's disease missed its primary goal in a study. L Brands is near to sell its Victoria Street division to private equity firm Sycamore Partners, according to sources who spoke to Newsmen. The price could not be learned, but a deal could be announced as soon as this week. Mattel is shutting 2 factories in Asia and will close another in Canada as it seeks to cut costs. The toy maker has been seeking to streamline its manufacturing and supply chain. Tesla remains on watch after a tumultuous week, which saw it move more than $100 per share in either direction in 3 or 5 seasons. Tesla shares have posted 10 consecutive weekly gains and have risen 127% over that span. Apple may postpone the launch of a cheaper iPhone due to the coronavirus, according to published reports in China. A Yum China employee in northwest China responsible for food preparations was confirmed to have the coronavirus, according to the Global Times. The stock was downgraded to neutral from outperformers Credit Suisse in evaluation call. The consulting firm had reported better than expected quarterly earnings last week, but the stock tumbled amid a 2020 earnings forecast that fell partially below census. FedEx was upgraded to buy from a neutral as UBS, which thinks consensus expectations are low for the company and that profit margins at FedEx Express service will expand. World Wrestling was downgraded to underweight from overweight at Wells Fargo Securities, with the price target slashed to $36 per share from $80 a share. Wells Fargo said there have been too many misfires and that the company needs a new CFO and to issue long-term guidance. RBC Capital increases price target for the graphics chip maker's stock to $301 per share from $251 per share, saying the quarter ending. Shares of Tesla climbed as much as 9% in pre-market trading on Monday, back above the $800 level it hit amid last week's wild swing. Part of the reasons appears to be positive news from China after the Shanghai municipal government said it would help companies like Tesla resume production as soon as possible. Tesla's Shanghai factory has been closed as the Chinese government look to contain the coronavirus epidemic that has killed more than 900 people. The stocks looks likely to continue its wild speculative trading as the Shanghai announcement came out Friday evening, but shares gained steam in early Monday trading. Overall, stock market futures pared their losses after Chinese President Xi Jinping said he would adopt more decisive measures to curb the spread of coronavirus. Tesla had a crazy week last week, jumping double digits on Monday, and the trading is being driven by speculations and a so-called short squeeze, detaching shares from the company's fundamentals, analysts said. The company's stock reached as high as $968.99 last week. As a whole, Wall Street is the most pessimistic it's ever been about Tesla's stock. Many analysts see Tesla's valuation looks stretched, with nearly half of analysts having to sell ratings on the stock. Just 19% of analysts say to buy Tesla's stock. And that's the news. A recap of the headlines. Stock sleep as UX declares coronavirus imminent threat. Popeyes chicken sandwiches drive restaurant brands' quarterly revenue bit. Tesla shares gain as Shanghai factory reopens following coronavirus shutdown. Deliverio, Foodpanda enjoy brisk orders in Hong Kong as coronavirus scare entrenches eat-at-home habit. Stocks making the biggest moves in the pre-markets: Allergan, Taubman Centers, Eli Lilly and more. Tesla's wild trading continues with a stock up 7% in pre-market Monday. And that's the news. To join us for the news analysis with Mr. Soji Akinlabi. Thank you for listening.
Exploring the African narrative, leading the conversation, and enlightening our listener towards a profitable Africa.
You're listening to Africa Business Radio, where you get up-to-date insights on the Africa business landscape. Log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available on podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa. You're listening to Africa Business Radio, where you get up-to-date insights on the Africa business landscape. Log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available on podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
Exploring the African narrative, leading the conversation, and enlightening our listener towards a profitable Africa.
This is the weather report for Monday, 10th February 2020 on Africa Business Radio. I am Edith. Lagos will experience light showers with a temperature of 38 degrees Celsius, the wind moving at a speed of 10 miles per hour, humidity of 49% and 50% chance of rainfall. In Abuja, it will be a sunny day with a temperature of 38 degrees Celsius, the wind moving at a speed of 13 miles per hour, humidity of 17%, and little chance of rainfall. Moving to South Africa, Johannesburg will be wet and experiencing thunderstorm with a temperature of 23 degrees Celsius, the wind moving at a speed of 8 miles per hour, humidity of 39%. Nairobi will be very cloudy with a temperature of 27 degrees Celsius, the wind moving at a speed of 22 miles per hour, humidity of 33%, and 6% chance of rainfall. In Accra, the weather will be a little tricky with a little shower at the start of day, followed by the sun shining. A temperature of 31 degrees Celsius, the wind moving at a speed of 20 miles per hour, a high chance of rainfall and humidity of 74%. Dar es Salaam will also experience the same weather condition as Accra, with light shower, then sun shining with a temperature of 32 degrees Celsius, then moving at the speed of 15 miles per hour and humidity of 66%. Moving to Egypt, Cairo will experience a sunny and bright day with a temperature of 16 degrees Celsius, the wind going at a speed of 18 miles per hour, humidity of 42%, and low chance of rainfall. Harare will experience a wet and cloudy day with a temperature of 23 degrees Celsius, the wind going at a speed of 11 miles per hour, and humidity of 75%. That ends the weather report on Africa Business Radio. I am Edith.
You're listening to Africa Business Radio, where you get up-to-date insights on the Africa business landscape. log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available on podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.
Oh, this feels like the final football match between two soccer warriors. Oh my God, can somebody please tell me what the African formation is? Oh, it's 4-4-2. Amazing. Cool stuff. That's just super amazing, isn't it? Africa Business Radio is doing 4-4-2 on the news with 40% Nigerian stories, 40% African stories, and 20% global stories. Now that's what I call a homegrown, heart-breaking goal! Go, 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 go! Yes. Go!
Welcome back to the news analysis with Mr. Soji Akinlabi. Good evening, Mr. Soji.
Good evening, Rachel.
Yes, and of course I have a very strong markets voice here with me in the studio, and that is the person of Mr. Joshua Ojo. Good evening.
Good evening, Rachel.
Good to have you here. Yeah, so into the story. So far, the coronavirus death toll has, exceeded that of the SARS in 2003. Right, so far we have about 910 deaths from the coronavirus. Now, before you begin to tell us to compare, the coronavirus with the SARS, what is the market reaction so far, with regards to coronavirus, the currency weakness? What is it like? Talking about the JSE.
Okay, if you recall, the Chinese market opened today after a long time, because of speculations around about the impact it's going to have on the world economy. Actually, it did have impact. Oil, demand for oil, crude in this case, actually dropped. There was a 4 million deficit that dropped, and that actually impacted the global markets. Oil drives the world economy, it's the engine that drives the world economy. And once demand for oil goes down, the whole world shakes. That is why you see market dropping, particularly during those periods. Now that the Chinese market is back, we expect that things are going to start picking up again, and it's going to be really be good.
Are they going to resume buying at the same volume they've been buying? I mean, obviously, they would have to kickstart the engine of their economy gradually. Of course, what happened was a combination of two things. Their normal New Year celebration, which that extends for a couple of weeks and all that, and of course compounded with the outbreak of coronavirus. So I don't think the resumption will be that much. Be that sudden. So it has to be in a way gradual, and market will pick up accordingly.
Yeah, I agree with you, Soji. The market is going to pick up gradually. Often one of the things that drive market prices is expectation.
Yeah, okay.
People believe now that the Chinese are back, things are going to come back to full swing.
Yeah.
However, it's going to be slow.
Yeah.
You and I know it's going to be slow, but again, expectation is a strong factor.
Yeah.
And because it's a strong factor,
so true.
The market is expected to go up.
Yeah. That expectations will probably even spur investors to be ready to take risk.
That's true. So businesses are somehow, creeping back. Let's assume now, gentlemen, let's assume we have ABR in the heart of Wuhan.
Yeah.
At this point, right? So as an investor, as a businessman, can you give us some insights on exactly what, a CEO can do, to bounce back?
Okay. For CEOs,
business owners,
if they haven't caught the virus,
what would they do at this point to bounce back amidst the whole chaos?
All right. The first thing they're going to do is reassess their markets, right, and be sure that the market is ready. Don't forget, business exists primarily because of the market, and the consumer, as we keep saying, is king. If the consumer is receptive to what we've been doing before and what we are going to start doing now that, the optimism is there, then you start production, however, on a low scale, and then you observe the market. But then you have to also be ready when the demand for your goods and service surge. You just have to be ready.
In other words, you try and build up capacity, in anticipation of the demand that would pick up again eventually. So, apologies for that.
No,
so, OPEC are contemplating on cutting the daily output by another 600,000, barrel, but the Russians are saying no, that there's no need for that. What says you?
Yeah, if you look at the politics around Russia, interestingly, is not a member of OPEC, but they have hijacked the system.
No, they've just been a supporter.
They've hijacked the system. They are now so powerful that they tell OPEC what to do and what not to do. And whatever,
they're a major player within the industry or the sector, actually.
You're right. So no matter what OPEC says they want to do, they need Russia to agree. If Russia is saying, look, there's no need for this production cut, and you go ahead and cut production, believe you me, Russia is going to make up for that production cut. Because to them, they need the money.
They will pump the remaining out, the 600K that you
you are giving up.
Yeah, they are taking advantage of it.
Right.
That's it.
Okay, can I take over now?
Yes, please. Sorry.
So, President Donald Trump is expected to release a $4.8 billion budget. He proposes trillion dollars.
Yeah, they don't spend billions.
Sorry about that. Which proposes steep reductions in social safety net programs and foreign aid, and higher outlays for defense and veterans. Now, how does this reflect the president's values, and what does it tell about the future of the United States economy?
Yeah, Donald Trump made it clear right from day one when he started his campaign, American first. So he's not interested in what happens in other parts of the world, but he's mainly interested in making sure that Americans are first of all safe. That is why he's spending that huge amount on security, and it's not going to budge. And then if you look at it again, he's cutting down social security. That's to tell you, guys, you have to work. If you don't work, you go hungry, and that's been his policy, his belief.
Yeah.
I mean, let's give him credit. He has succeeded in creating several jobs since he came in as president.
And the economy remains strong, whether we like it or yes.
About 200,000 new jobs.
Yeah.
New jobs were created just, was it not last month?
Yeah.
So if you have a government creating 200,000 jobs because of good economic policy, and somebody decides not to work, I mean, if you are in his shoes, you're going to do the same. You're going to cut spending on social welfare. And that is a clear signal to the world that, look, America is in for business and they mean business. He's simply saying, look, no more hiding place. You either work, pay your tax.
Yeah.
I use your tax to develop the country.
Yeah.
If you don't, you are on your own.
Yeah,
that's what Donald Trump.
I mean, I quite like that, and of course, also he's quite, quite clear in his approach. Even regards to this budget, which stands when it comes to foreign aid. I mean, he's cutting it, which is one of the first American president with enough boldness and clarity as to where he stands when it comes to all of these foreign aids. And if you give him another 4 years, he's going to reduce it further, which of course it is what it is. Developing nations that very much reliant on that, we also now have to set up and get the act together.
Sure. He's saying, look, foreign government, no more aids for you. Instead of me giving you aids, I'm going to use it to make my country stronger, defend my people. And that's what a responsible leader does. Do
you think the United States current budget, do you think there's anything we can buy from it? The Nigerian economy, the president, the budget, is there anything we can borrow from it?
Yeah, I think there are several lessons to learn from the way the Americans go about their budgeting process and, of course, how we do it in this part of the world. First, the people.
The people first.
Our people safe?
Yeah.
Are we protecting them? I mean, if you take a classical example of the U.S. and Nigeria, you see that there are two sharp contrasts. two sharp contrasts. The center is saying, look, once you're an American citizen, I'm going to protect you no matter where you are.
Anywhere in the world.
Anywhere you are. And that was what led to the recent happening. I mean, the man who was taken out in in Iraq, I mean, it was clear why he was taken out. I mean, he was he's been fighting Americans, and they got the opportunity, they took him out.
They always have the opportunity, though, and it just sometimes they don't want to press that button. But we have a president now who takes who love to have fun with those buttons.
Does he somehow remind you of Trump? Do you think they have similar?
I mean, I'm talking about Trump himself. He likes to play with those buttons, so it's fun. Why do you have the buttons in the first place?
It's fun. Use it.
Is it a matter of fun right now, or what's important, what's necessary? Well, any other headline interests you over the weekend, Mr. Soji?
There's been a lot of report around the outlook of the Nigerian economy for the year 2020, and of course, everybody seems to be saying the same thing. Banks are releasing theirs, Mary Stern released one, and of course, everyone is expressing their concerns across different sectors and all of that. Infrastructure is one thing that is common to all of the reports that I've seen. It's just across board, and also tells you about the urgent, the critical urgent need for, massive infrastructural development in the country, especially when it comes to transport infrastructure and, of course, also energy, which is very crucial to powering our economy.
Right. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us on the news analysis this evening. It was great having you.
Good to be here.
We hope to have you tomorrow again.
Definitely.
And that's the news analysis. Do connect with us across all social media platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. It's Africa Business Radio, and on Twitter at Africa Biz Radio. Do have a wonderful evening.
Exploring the African narrative, leading the conversation, and enlightening our listener towards a profitable Africa.
You're listening to Africa Business Radio, where you get up-to-date insights on the Africa business landscape. Log on to www.africabusinessradio.com. Your favorite shows are available on podcasts. Download them on our website and mobile app. Africa Business Radio, towards a profitable Africa.